I have 2 weeks worth of reading and book buying to go over to balance my physical TBR, so we're just gonna get right into it. I started 2 weeks ago out at 565 books on my physical TBR, and I initially finished Rule, which brought me down to 564. And then, this is where the justifications or excuses start kicking in, so fair warning. So 564, and then I went to pick up a pre-order, or not pre-order, but like an order from an indie bookstore that she got in. This is Lady of Ashes. I just really want to read this next book in the series, so I bought this. And then, of course, while I was there, I was browsing around and I saw Feathers So Vicious, which I've been wanting to pick up, and finally decided it was the time. And then the owner of the store was like, oh, you should just pick up the second one immediately because it's that good and because the indie copies are going to go away. And I went, okay, say less. Like, yeah, obviously, I'm going to be down to do that. So that brought me up to 567. Then I did finish The Cinderella Murder, which brings me down to 566 again. And then, we ended up back at the bookstore because my boyfriend had her order a book in and it arrived. So obviously we went again, and I picked up Bonded by Thorns, which I've been eyeing for a little bit. I also picked up Daggermouth, which I was really excited to get, specifically because she had a bunch of like free stuff that was sent by the author that came with it, so like art prints and stuff. So obviously I wanted to get that before all of that stuff went away. So I got that, and then I did also get Lightbringer. This one I got because I was listening to the audiobook and was very close to finishing it, so I wanted the physical copy. So that brings me back up to, I think we're back up to 569, 68? 569, final answer, that brought me up to. Then I did finish this on the audiobook, so back down to 568. I also finished Play Along by Liz Tomforty, which the physical copy is downstairs and I'm just too lazy to go get it, so that's 567. Then I ended up going back to the bookstore again 2 days later because she was hosting like this coffee cart and I just really wanted to support her. And yeah, once again, we're still just coming up with excuses. And I picked up The Unknown while I was there because I'm trying an in-person book club for the first time this month, and this is the book that we're supposed to be reading. And then I also picked up Grey After Dark because it just looked really good and I'm in the mood for something creepy and thriller, and this was giving that, and also these spray edges are really cool. So yeah, so that brings me back up to 569. I think I've definitely lost track at this point. And then finally I finished Nightshade, which brings me back down to 568, and that is where we're going to be staying after those 2 weeks. Like I said, a lot of justifying, a lot of excuses going on in here. I'd like to say this coming week is going to be better, but I really just don't think that's going to be the case right now. My book buying's a little out of control.